Tonight, the horrific New Year's attack in New Orleans. Authorities describing the attacker as a lone wolf inspired by ISIS. Breaking news, a small plane crashing into a building. And tracking the first major winter storm of the new year. First, the chilling terror attack in New Orleans. The FBI says new surveillance video shows the suspect planting explosive devices before speeding through the French Quarter in a rented pickup truck. 14 people killed in the early hours of the new year. The suspect, an Army vet, authorities now confident he acted alone and was inspired by ISIS. In a video posted online, the suspect saying he had joined the terrorist group. Tonight, one victim in a wheelchair at the time of the attack, reliving the moment he was hit. And we are now hearing from the families of those killed as the spirit of New Orleans returns and Bourbon Street reopens. Whit Johnson in New Orleans. Tight security in place for the Sugar Bowl. The game postponed a day following the attack. Players and fans paying tribute to the victims. The mayor wiping away a tear during a moment of silence. Trevor Ault at the Superdome. Images coming in late today, a small plane crashing through the roof of a building. First responders now on the scene. The investigation into the Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Surveillance video showing the vehicle sitting for 15 to 20 seconds before the blast. What we're now learning about the driver, believed to be a Green Beret, and what authorities say was found inside the burned out truck. Mola Lenghi in Las Vegas. And tracking the first major winter storm of the new year. The system stretching for 1,500 miles from Kansas to the Northeast this weekend. Brutal cold across half the country, and it's going to stay that way for a while.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us on a busy Thursday night. I'm Mary Bruce in for David, and we begin with the urgent search for answers after the horrific and deadly terror attack in New Orleans. The FBI now believes the suspect, Shamsuddin Jabbar, acted alone and that he was, quote, 100% inspired by ISIS. Surveillance video showing that rented white pickup truck on Canal Street, then turning onto Bourbon Street, evading a parked police car, then speeding down 3 blocks, people scrambling to get out of the way. The truck slamming into a construction crane, the driver killed in a gun battle with police. On the back of his truck, an ISIS flag wrapped in a gray jacket. And tonight we are seeing the faces of some of the 14 people who were killed and hearing from their families about their loss. Before the college football Sugar Bowl game postponed until today, players and fans observing a moment of silence for the victims. And tonight, the FBI also says they have surveillance video showing the suspect planting explosive devices elsewhere in the French Quarter. Fortunately, they did not go off. ABC's Whit Johnson leads us off on Bourbon Street tonight.
Tonight, as investigators dissect hundreds of hours of surveillance footage and field more than 400 tips from the public, the FBI says 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar was likely a lone wolf terrorist, shutting down earlier fears of possible co-conspirators.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack is involved in this attack except for Shamsuddin Jabbar.
The FBI says Jabbar drove that rented F-150 truck from Houston to New Orleans on December 31st, posting multiple videos to Facebook along the way, claiming he joined ISIS before last summer and pledged allegiance to the group.
What I can tell you right now is that he was 100% inspired by ISIS.
They say in the hours before the attack, he placed a cooler with an explosive inside on the corner of Bourbon and Orleans Streets and another 2 blocks away, and had a remote detonator to set them off.
We did obtain surveillance footage showing Jabbar placing the devices where they were found.
While speeding down Bourbon Street, pedestrians